Let me share screen. Okay, so you should all see now my iPad. And here, this is very zoomed in, but here in the middle, we have you. We have the iconic CEO, which is you, right? The success of you as a business owner, it entails that you step into your identity as an iconic CEO, that you have the right strategy moving forward, and that you have the right systems. Now, what's the difference between strategy and systems? The difference between strategy and systems is that you might have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't implement, then you have the step-by-step process and the systems, the habits, the workflows to put this strategy in action, nothing is going to work. So when you have these things working, you'll get results here. The results will feed back into your identity. And of course, as you grow, this is going to be also feeding your strategy. So this is going to grow. This is the whole system that you're going to be using. Okay. Now, let's zoom in each one of these areas. So the first thing is the identity, and it is one of the reasons why most people don't succeed online or in business in general, and that's because they have a mismatch between who they believe to be, who they are, the identity that they attach themselves with what they really want to do in the world. Now, what happens at this stage, and this happens at every stage of the game, but you need to take care of this aspect if you want to grow. Because if you want to become a 6 or 7-figure business owner, and you have the identity of someone who is in a 9-to-5, who need to exchange their time for money, it's never going to get any further. Now, when you're in fear, when you don't have the right identity, you will usually live in fear because you don't really know. You're fearful that, you're going to go backwards or you're going to get stuck. Once you step into the right identity, you break through fear and you gain certainty of knowing that where you're going and who you are is aligned with what you want to be. The next thing that usually happens, and you can comment below if that's something that didn't happen to you, is that you start lacking energy. You do things and these things are not really aligned. You don't enjoy these things. You wake up in the morning and you just want to stay in bed, which is what happens to most people working in their 9-to-5s, because they just work for the money. They don't identify themselves. They're not aligned with what they're doing. So therefore, they have no energy. What happens when you're doing something that is aligned with your identity, which is something that from the deepest of your soul is something you want to do, then you start experiencing life force. And this is this kind of energy that you have when you wake up in the morning at 4 a.m. excited because you're going on holidays. You're going to do something you enjoy, and you have this superpower. You slept 2 hours, but you can keep on going and going, and then you would never go to sleep because you're so excited. This is the kind of energy you want to have when running a business. And last but not least, when we are not aligned with what we do, with our business purpose or mission, we feel like we're lacking purpose. We're like, something is not, why am I doing that? This is not getting me anywhere. And you might be running a business, you might make some money, but at some point it's like, no, this is not how I want to live my life. I'm not doing the things that I know I could be doing. I'm not living in purpose. When you break through these barriers and you step into the right identity, the right way, you feel that you're on a mission. You are living on your purpose and you're doing what you're meant to be doing in the world, which is a very beautiful place to be. Now, once we get clarity on this identity, and this would be the iconic CEO identity, as I call it, because there's not many people that get to this point and live an iconic life, then you want to have the right strategy. And then we come to this side of the graphic, which is having the right strategy to move forward in business or in life. And this is not the nitty-gritty or the step-by-step process that you need to follow. This is having the right strategy, knowing exactly where you're going, what direction, and what you need to do. When you're lacking a strategy, what happens is that you feel stressed because you don't know. There's a lot of things to do, and you don't really know exactly what it is that you need to be doing. Because especially online, there's multiple options and things that you can do. When you have the right strategy, you go from being stressed to having clarity, because you know exactly what it is, what you need to do next. When you don't have the right strategy, you feel overwhelmed. Why is that? Because, you know, there's so many things that you don't know what to do. There's so many things that you don't have clarity on, that you don't know which one to choose. You don't know what to be working on, and you're unable to focus. When you know exactly what is the right thing that you need to do, and you have this clarity, then you know exactly where your focus needs to be. And this is where you get when you have the right strategy. And finally, most of you have felt like that at some point. You feel stuck, like, okay, I've tried all these things, nothing seems to work. I'm not growing, I'm not going anywhere, I feel stuck. So you need to have the right strategy to tap into strategic growth. And I call it strategic because it is a growth that is measured and put in place by choice. So it's very strategic. Now, once we have all these things in place, you want to have the right systems. And there is I can't remember the name of the author. There's a book called Atomic Habits, and it says you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Systems being that habits, workflows, strategies that you're implementing, like the nitty-gritty and the day-to-day things that you do in your business and in your life to move forward. And here what happens is, you might have the good strategy, good direction, but you're frustrated because you seem to be not moving, you're not getting the results that you want, and you wonder what the hell's going on. Well, you have a big goal, you have a big vision for a strategy and direction, but you're not implementing these things in your life or in your business. What happens when you have the right systems, life or business-wise, is that you step through frustrations and you get into flow and results. And what happens when you get results? On top of that, if our results that they align with your purpose and your mission, and they make you towards your goals, then you feel like you're in the flow, because there is nothing better than feeling that you're in your genius zone and that you're moving towards your goals. Now, when you don't implement the things that you need to do to get here, money stops or slow down. So once you start implementing these things, you go from no money to cash flow. And finally, when you have no systems in place, not a blueprint that you know exactly how to implement, or the steps and the habits, the workflows, you feel like you need to be all the time controlling, and you feel like you need to be in control. You're controlling, you're forcing things. Now, when you implement these things, you can get it out of your head. You can just trust the process, see how these things are getting results, and you're getting momentum, and then you can release this need of control, which is a place much better, because when you feel like you need to be everywhere, micromanaging everything in your business and in your life, it is very stressful, and being in need of control is not a healthy thing. So this is the whole strategy. Now let's break it down into pieces, because what we'll be doing here is we'll be talking about the human here. We'll be talking about the overall strategy here, and habits and workflow. So you will see how this is different from what we've been doing before. If we go down, this is the Iconic CEO 360 assessment, okay? And at the beginning of the journey, you want to do a check, and you want to see where are you in terms of your being. Is your emotional being, you as a human, you as a person, your body, and you have a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety and a lot of overwhelm, you're going to feel some tension in your body. You may be out of weight, overweight, you may be, not really fit, because these things affect your human body. You want to check your balance, and this is balance between work and life relationships. Okay, you to stress that you don't have time to play with your kids, or do things with your spouse, or go on a dinner. This is, you're going to do a quick check here as well. You're going to see where is your business, and you're going to see how all these things are affecting your bank account. Because at the end of the day, you're an entrepreneur and you need to make money, and your bank account needs to show your hard work. And then with these results, we get a better understanding of what we need to work on, or what we need to put the effort. Now, the first thing, which is as we saw here, the identity of the iconic CEO. This is how we work. We have, the first thing is the human. Okay, like one of the problems of a lot of people is that they forget that they're human and they need to take care of themselves first. So we're gonna see where is this human, who are you? And we're gonna look into your story. We're gonna look into your story, your values, and your purpose, because this is what makes you unique. These are things that only you have, and we need to use them to grow your brand and to turn you into the iconic CEO. Then here's the hero. We're going to use this story, your values, and your purpose to create the journey of the hero. During this journey, you have acquired some superpowers, and you've learned some very important lessons. Again, these are unique from you, and these are one of also elements of your uniqueness. And finally, with all these elements, we're going to build the iconic CEO. And this is you running a business that is highly successful, highly profitable, and we keep you in your genius zone. So you're doing the things that light you up. You're doing the things that give you energy, not the things that drain life out of yourself. We want you to work and feel that you're on a mission, filling up your purpose. And there is there is 100% business alignment, okay? And heart and head and soul, we want everything to be aligned, because otherwise it'll be very, very difficult to sustain success overnight. And here, by the way, is where we get you into TEDx. Oops, this. We will get you into TEDx, and we get you to speak and to share your story and your superpowers in TEDx. Now, moving forward, now when it's time to look into the strategy, here we're going to have an overall winning strategy for your life and for your business, for the human and for the CEO, for the human and for the business machine. Okay, well, we want to get you clarity on where you're going, where you're coming from, and what you need to do, and what strategies to use, so you know exactly what do you need to focus on, and what's the direction that all these things are going to take you to. Because if we don't have clarity on this stuff, it's going to be very difficult. What we want is to apply the 20-80 rule. That means that usually 20% of the things that you do in your business or in your life are the ones that get 80% of all the results that you generate. Most of people are doing it the other way around. What they do is they do the 80-20. 80% of all the effort, it usually generates only 20% of the results. And this is very overwhelming. So we want to get you in alignment here with the right strategy for your life and for your business. Because if you're an entrepreneur, it's very difficult to differentiate between personal and business life. And finally, we go into systems. And here we have the CEO habits, which is understanding where you are, what thoughts are the most predominant in your life, what emotions are you feeling in, and what actions are you taking day in and day out. And we might look here what you eat, how many times you meditate, if you meditate at all, are you dieting, are you exercising, do you have practices that help the sustainability of your body, your mind, and your heart. Because if any of these areas, I'm going to make little drawings here, if body, mind, or heart are suffering in any way, everything else will suffer as well. It's probably the most terrible drawings I've ever made, but you get the point. And finally, we're going to be looking, whoops, where are we? Here, to the workflows on your business. And this is the part that you all know. This is the part that I've been talking a lot so far. And this is how you attract your ideal clients, how you convert them, and how you deliver your services. Marketing strategies here, funnels, webinars, workshops, social media platforms, whatever there is. How you convert them, how you sell, if you have a team that converts them for you, like what strategies are you using to convert them, and how are you delivering your services so it's sustainable. So I hope that all this makes sense. Moving forward, I'm going to be talking more about everything else apart from what it is, the pure strategy. And I would love for everyone here to be active. Share down in this video, what do you think you need more work on? Your identity, which is you, your overall strategy, which is direction, goals. We could put here niche, services, and systems. Because once we have clarity on this, it's going to be easier to implement the systems. And this would be your personal habits or your business workflows. Whoops. Business workflows.